1, 2, 3, bust it.
Power Connect Show. Power Connect. Power Connect Show. Power Connect. Power Connect Show. Your reliable program that gives you all the information you need to know about the power sector, professionals in the industry, electrical products, government agencies, the stakeholders, and many more. Power Connect Show.
Yes, it's the last day in the month of January. We can only thank God for making it happen. Yes, we've navigated the month, even though it's been, you know the way it is. But thank God we are here. 31st day of January. Tomorrow is the first day of a new month. And we pray to Almighty God to make that possible for us to also see the remaining months of the year. My name is Banji Busari. You are welcome. It's the fresh edition of your program, my program, your program, and everybody's program. Power Connection on our darling station, Naija 102.7 FM. Yes, my name is Banji Busari, but I'm not doing it alone today. Reporting for duty. Yeah, after a short break, the man whom you all know as ABC, Ademola Adegoke, is back with goodies. I want to ask her whether he get any for what he brings self for you. Waiting, which ideas? You're welcome back. It's my pleasure to welcome you back to your program.
Thanks so much. I need to tell you that I am actually beside myself in joy, in gladness. And you know, it's always good. It's such a thing of joy when you know you have someone you can call a real body. Your real man Friday who can stand with you when you are around. But it's even better when you know that even when you are not around, that's your man Friday, that's your body, that's your brother from another mother is always there. And that is the role Banji Busari has played in my absence. And not only Banji Busari, even the likes of Osam, the likes of our constant guest, Mr. Kwekwadeyanju.
Not forgetting Habib.
Of course, Habib, is there. So I want to say a very big thank you to everyone, and even the listeners who will have been wondering where this man go. But you know, as they talk they say Ram, we go, we move back. What he go do? That's right, he go gather. So me, I don't come, and now with new strength, with new vigor, with new dedication, with new commitment to the Power Connect show. My name is Ademola Ben Cranston Adegoke, and I'm back for good.
Well, I must let you know that we are continuing with that series, that's education series. We are enlightening you again today on a fresh angle to electricity issues when it comes to building. But before all of that, let's go for a short break. When we return, we'll be unfolding the package to you.
Dear Ogbonge Eco Disco customer, abeg make you go our website www.ekedp.com/sts and enter your current meter number to check whether your meter qualify to upgrade to the STS2 version. If your meter qualify, we go holla you back. But if you not qualify, you fit apply for new meter and the EKEDC go return the meter money to you over time. If you experience any wahala, abeg make you contact our customer experience team through the email or phone wey we provide. This na public service announcement from EKEDC. EKEDC, na we dey empower the quality of life.
Yes, you're welcome back. It's still Naija FM 102.7 and the program is Power Connect Show. News and tidbits, that's a news for you from EKEDC, our sponsors. EKEDC chair seeks more investment in the power sector. The chairman of the board of directors of Eco Electricity Distribution Company, EKEDC, Mr. Dere Otubu, has called for increased investment in the Nigeria power sector to meet the country's growing energy demand. Otubu made this call at a forum of the Nigeria-India Business Council in Abuja recently. The forum, with the theme Expanding Trade and Investment Opportunities between Nigeria and India, had in attendance the Minister of Trade and Investment, Doris Azoka Anite, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adebo Oyetola, the President of NIBC, Sir Emeka Ofo, among others. Otubu, who is also the Vice President NIBC, highlighted the role sustained investment plays in ensuring reliable power infrastructure while stressing the importance of collaborative efforts between Nigeria and India in driving advancement in the energy sector and others. That's the package. That's the news today. We'll go for a short break again. When we return, of course, we're entering the mainstream of the program.
Dear esteemed customer, Eco Electricity Distribution Company, EcoDisco, hereby advises you against careless attitudes in your daily usage of electricity to avoid electrocution. Electrocution is the passage of electrical currents through a human body, resulting in death. EKEDC therefore advises you to be extremely careful when using electric gas cookers, microwave ovens, washing machines, irons, and so on when plugging in your TV, radio, DVD players, and stereo sets. Do not tamper with or attempt repairing your meter if it develops a fault. Invite a qualified electrical engineer. Also, this rainy season, to avoid electrocution or untimely death, be careful not to step on naked electricity wire or engage in any trading or business activity under high tension wire. For any electrical issues you have, call our customer care line on 0708 067 1170 and 0700 123 5666. EKEDC, empowering the quality of lives.
Oh yes, welcome back. It's still your program, Power Connect Show. Yeah, it's my pleasure, before we actually go into the program, to introduce my guest. Of course, is somebody that you are familiar with already. 3 weeks in a row, Mr. Kwekun Adeyanju, a veteran in the electricity subsector of the economy. It's my pleasure to have you again this week.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to be here once again.
Yes, Demola, of course, it's a full house. This week, our focus is slightly different from what you had in the last 2 weeks, but it's still about education and enlightenment. You really need to know more for you to be able to use your power optimally. Now, today, we are looking at the issue of safety in homes. Now, when constructing new buildings, what are the things you really need to take into consideration? What are the things you must avoid? What are the things you need to do to ensure that you enjoy your building, your house, your office optimally? Today, our focus is on how do you construct, how do you
issues to take note of, issues to be mindful of.
Construction. I don't know whether you have encountered shocks before, whether you've had electric shocks in the house. How did it happen and why did it happen? That's our focus today. We want to ensure that you don't experience it again if you have done that in the past. Mr. Adeyanju, we want to lay the background for today's edition. Now, people buy properties, land, houses and all that. They move into already completed house. Unknown to many of the residents, there have probably been some errors in the wiring of the house. But if you are buying a new property, let's start from there. What are the things that you really need to take into consideration, the factors you do? Buying a new land, for instance. If you find yourself in a marshy or wet land, what are the things you need to do to ensure that you don't run into experiences of shocks or maybe some other catastrophe that may occur as a result of some negligence or lack of awareness of the things that needed to have been done? So let's lay the background.
Thank you very much, Mr. Busani. I think electricity is one of the most important components of a home. So you have to start from either you are building a house or you are buying a property, a house. So one of the things you have to take note: what type of land are you building on? Is it a marshy land? Is it a waterlogged land? Or is it a plain land? If it's a plain land, your problem is less. But if the land is marshy or waterlogged, then you have to take cognizance of so many things. One, you have to ensure that you avoid shock, in the sense that water can flow into the house and affect whatever electrical network you are putting in your house. So you have to ensure that you fortify. I will use the word fortify. Fortify the land. In terms, if it's waterlogged or marshy.
Fortify the structure, the building.
Yeah, the structure of the land. It starts from the foundation.
What they call maybe the German flooring or whatever.
Yes. So if you see some houses, the first floor is already on the ground. So you can imagine the effect on the electrical network in that house.
Okay, you've taken care of the German floors, you fortified
Yes, you ensure
the
that
land.
exactly.
So now you've started construction. What are the other factors you actually need to take note of?
Yeah, so one of the other factors you have is that you have to the type of electrical facilities or the network we use in that house. You have to, that's why when we're talking of metering, we emphasize the issue of getting a current satisfied electrical engineers to do the wiring in your house. So you have to ensure that you have to plan your home electrical layout. The layout has to be properly done, and this include determining the location of the sockets.
No, before we even get to that, let's look at the exterior. Your house is close to HT lines. That's those power lines, or your house is close to.
When we say HT, high tension lines, high tension lines.
So what's the distance that you must actually observe? I mean,
because we are talking of location of your house now. Okay, so if someone buys land and the house is very close to power lines, what's the implication? Does it have any implication?
No, the implication is easy. You are causing dangers because power lines conducts. So automatically there is a distance approved.
What is that distance? Let us.
For 330 it's 25 meters. For 132 is 12.5 meters. For 132 kV line, and for 33 kV line and 11 kV line, the distance must not be less than 5.5 meters.
So you have heard from.
I took note of it. Now let's look at power lines. Are those ones? What's the distance you need to observe, or is it no power lines? I want you to ask. When you buy a house, some people build on that power line. Is that acceptable?
You see, that is very, very unacceptable. That is very, very wrong. So that's why we're saying he has told you about the distance. If it's 330 kV line.
Sorry, sir. You were talking about, because we want our listeners to get the points right. You were talking about electromagnetic induction. You talked about induction. What is this induction? Because maybe we need to break it down. What is the induction? What does it do for the house and for the residents from power lines to the house?
Well, induction is the power induction attracts shock. If your house is too close to the power line or any lines, it inducts.
What do you mean induct? It's a technical word.
Maybe because what Mr. Adeyanju is trying to say, like we have said, electromagnetic induction. If you have two metal materials, you understand, and then the two can conduct electricity. The main one that is conducting, we magnetize with the other one that you did not actually mean to conduct, and it will, so it will be drawing. For example, if your roof is close to power line now, your roof is not meant to be a conductor. I mean, you don't want it to be a conductor, but because it is a metal material, you understand. And then the one that is the main conductor, there is a magnetic pull between the two of them. So your roof is so close.
In other words, it's dangerous.
It's very, very dangerous.
Let me give you an assistance. If you see a 330 like this transition line, for example, if you go close to it and you raise up
your umbrella, it can take the umbrella.
It can take the umbrella off you.
Wow.
Or create shock.
Wow. So it's a no-go area.
It's a no-go area. And
now let's move from outside exterior now to interior. You have taken care of the HT lines, the power lines, and all of that, and you have built a very fortified structure that's at the base. Now you are building the construction has actually started.
Sorry, Banji, before you go to building, because still talking about location, there is this research has shown that some people still talking about people not making enough research about where they are building. I learned there have been cases where some people went and built on underground
cables.
And what does this mean?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ademola. You see, the cost implication is that you're cutting dangers. You are sitting on death. It's just like people building on
Power on the
petrol
pipe.
pipeline.
In fact, it's the same thing. Once you are building, we have seen a place somewhere within Lagos where people build under.
They were built on
cable, power cable.
So what's the implication?
When there was fault, the houses on that ground had to be demolished before that fault could be cleared, because they built right on top of cables. So when you are buying land, you need to do a thorough search.
Okay, fine.
Because
of that, let's look at the cables, the conduits in the house. What are the rules that must be observed?
Well, you have to adequately and carefully plan the wiring of your house, so that the circuit layout must be thoroughly done to avoid overloading circuits. Once the circuit is overloaded, there could be shock. So
and this is all still part of the construction.
It's just part of the
point you are constructing.
So that's why we have always been emphasizing the use of, experienced, Korean registered. Don't use quacks.
All right, don't use quacks. That has been said repeatedly. We will go for a short break now. Okay, we have been permitted to actually continue. Now, that's been said. Use correct certified electrical engineers.
Yes.
Now, we need more and more education about Demola. Is there anything you want to chip in now?
I think maybe we can allow our listeners to join the conversation.
Yes,
we can allow them. So right now, please call out the phone number so that our listeners can join the conversation.
This program is meant for you. Please ask as many questions as you want on this edition. We have answers. 081-8212-0734. Again, 081-8212-0734. That's the line. If you want to call on, if you want to send a message to WhatsApp line, 081-001-30349. So those are the numbers. Please call us. Let us know whether you've committed errors in the past and what you can do to salvage the situation. And for those of you that are going to that construction, that's if you want to build a new house, yes, ask questions now so that you can avoid the mistakes of other people in the past. So
maybe while we are expecting our listeners to call in, sometimes you have not built your house. You have not built your house close to power line. The real house is not close to power line. Maybe it is not even on underground cable. It's not on marshy land. But the what I will call the accessories to the house, like water tank, you go and build, the water tank, the metal water tank, close, to power line or even close to any electricity line. What does this really mean? Does this also constitute danger?
Well, all these things we are saying constitutes danger. So you have to, you see, the issue is that anything that has to do with metal, any metallic, should not be close to power line. That has been emphasized. So whether it is your tank you are putting up or whatever, you have to take cognizance of the fact that it shouldn't be close to power lines.
Because
that's
some people, we have had cases where maybe the water tank is very close, and when something maybe like induction that we have said happens, and people experience a shock or even electrocution.
Yeah, another thing that readily comes to my mind is that I want to advise, when you under security arrangements, people put electrical yes, to prevent intruders from coming into their house.
Okay.
I've seen a case where somebody, I think they forgot to put off the light on the electrical line, and the woman
on the electrical fence wire.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The woman came and wanted to put cloth, to spread cloth, and the thing, that's the issue of conducting. We are saying the thing just grabbed her, and the woman the landlady, the lady of the house, not just any other person. So you see, we have to be very, very careful.
Very careful. Yes.
So that takes us to the issue of people putting fence wire as a form of security. It means that it has to be done with caution.
With caution. Very, very.
Okay, it has to be done with caution. Let's move to the area of congestion in the house. How do you? I like you to use this.
Maybe we need to remind our listeners again that we're expecting their call.
Yeah, this program is meant for them. Let our listeners call. How do you avoid
Let
congestion
them ask questions
in the outlets? How do you do your wire in such a way that you can?
Do we have
avoid,
someone on?
in such a way that you can avoid congestion? That's in the outlets, electrical outlets in the building.
I will still go back to the use of experienced electrician.
Okay.
Right. So they have to do the wiring, the circuit wiring in such a way that there is no congestion on a particular socket. Because once you overload the circuit, it can cause spark.
And spark can lead to some
fire outbreak.
dangers.
Yes.
Fire outbreak.
Yeah.
In other words,
So
can even
ensure
lead
that
to the loss
no
of
particular
the
circuit
property.
is overloaded.
Of loss of life.
Yes, I've
so
experienced
it's all about your interest. Talking to our listeners now, it's about your interest. That property may be 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, but certainly you don't want to lose your property, and you do not want to lose your life. Anything that would actually constitute risk around the house should be avoided from the scratch. So you're saying that the overloading of the power outlets can actually lead to spark, and then
it has to be properly distributed so that one area is not overloaded at the expense of another area.
That is from the point of wiring. When you are wiring, the supply, I mean, should be well distributed. The load should be should be evenly distributed. What does it mean for the load to be? Because someone will ask, what is it? You know, this sounds
what
like
is even meant by load?
Load or low. You know,
well, load means the type of the equipment in the house.
So the appliances have to be commensurate.
Exactly.
Commensurate with the power outlets.
For example, if you have 5 AC in your house, you have AC in your house, you have heater in your house, that's water heater, you have gas electric cooker in your house. The spread it has to be spread evenly.
So that you don't have the fridge, the cooker,
the air conditioner all put on one circuit.
Okay, let's talk
so
about.
So if you do that, you are congesting that circuit, and there could be spark.
Let's talk about conductors around the house. How do you ensure that you have the right conductors in such a way that it doesn't lead to a risk or even some other fatal consequences?
Maybe I can ask the question another way. Conductors are said to have ratings. Their conductors are rated. So what does it mean? You know, when we are building our house, you know, what has the rating gotten to do with our construction?
Well, the importance is that if you use an undersized conductor,
okay,
yeah, the rating has to be really taken care of. That's why I say that don't use quacks, use experienced electrical engineers. So, if, for example, if what you are supposed to use for a particular area in your house circuit is 100 mm, we have so many categories, 50 mm, 100 mm. So the one that is suitable for your house is the one that will be used. If you are supposed to use 100 mm and you use 50 mm, that's an undersized conductor. It will affect the energy efficiency of your house. And if you use the one that is higher than what you are supposed to use, it can cause fire outbreak.
Okay, again, let me remind our listeners that the numbers to call on to the program are, the numbers are 081-8212-0734. 081-8212-0734. Yes, let us let us interact. Ask questions.
What have you experienced? Have you experienced? For example, we have talked about building
Shocks.
on a marshy, on a waterlogged terrain, and there is water. There are some houses. You touch the wall like this, you are receiving shock.
Or even touch your appliances.
Yes. Even sometimes your appliances.
Your iron.
And it is shocking.
It's shocking. Iron is shocking.
What is the cause?
And we treat it with levity.
What is the cause?
What's the root cause of that kind of experience? Share your experience with us. Let us guide you to avoid any fatal. So The number is 081-8212-0734. Mr. Adeyanju is still very much here.
I have this question for Mr. Adeyanju, because we are talking about things to take note of when you are building your house. You know, electricity issues that you must take note of. Now, sometimes, you know, okay, we talk about, you know, the way we put where we put the electrical outlets also matters. Is it not just that we can, you know, how are the electrical outlets where you plug in the different appliances? How are they to be located in the house to avoid shocks?
Well, that's still the work of an experienced. You have to determine.
Yes,
It would
good
determine.
evening.
Okay,
Sorry, sir. Let me take this. Is a long-awaited call. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. This one is from
All the way from Lokoja. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very good one.
It's Ododo, your new governor.
That's true.
My name is Stephen.
Okay, you are welcome. The program is
I
Power
want to
Connect.
ask one question.
Okay.
This prepaid meter, prepaid. I want to know what is the home advantage over the meter before.
Well, even though the question you have asked is not so related to the topic of discussion, we will still provide some insight to your question. You are asking what is the advantage of prepaid over the other type of meter. Yes, in prepaid, you buy the meter, you buy the electricity unit, like you are recharging your phone, and you put into the meter, and when the unit is exhausted, you don't have electricity. Unlike the other one that you will use electricity first, then they will bill you later. So
That's the postpaid.
that's the postpaid meter. So that's the difference.
So it's a question of choice. But if you ask many people, they will prefer to go for prepaid so that they can determine their consumption.
Yes.
So that they don't pay more than what they can afford.
It helps you to monitor how you consume your electricity.
Oh, our time is time is never a friend. On this program.
As we actually round off, this is the third week that we've been providing enlightenment on various issues regarding electricity around the house and even in their workplaces.
Okay,
now,
it's like someone there is. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Quickly,
Let's
please.
meet you. Your name?
The name is Itmoyo from Badagry.
Okay.
Very. You're welcome. So go straight ahead.
Yeah. I want to ask a question that has to do with my prepaid meter.
Okay.
Although I'm hearing from advert, it has not been able to get the beginning of it at any point in time. Now they are talking about whether my prepaid meter is valid or not, that I should do something. So I just want to have more insight on what it's about. I have a prepaid meter. And whenever I'm trying to load it, it gives me problems.
Thank you. We got the
Okay.
question. Demola, quickly.
Okay. You are not able to load your prepaid meter. Let's take down his number quickly so that we can send to the appropriate quota. We don't really have time. We will
get back to you, sir.
We will get back to you. We will get back to you.
We will certainly provide an answer to your question. Let me have your number.
No. Okay. Our
Hello,
time
okay,
is up.
I think
Our
it's
time
gone.
is up. Our time is
It's
up. Our
gone.
time
So,
is up.
Mr. Adeyanju, we really need to thank you. 3 weeks in a row, you've done a human's job. We appreciate you always.
Very much. It's my
Yeah,
pleasure
so-
to be here once again.
My name is Banji Busari. That's our package today. Demola, we have to go.
It's been another wonderful evening, and like I said at the very beginning, so happy to be back. My name is Ademola Benkranson Adegoke. See you again next week.
Dear esteemed customer, Eco Electricity Distribution Company, EcoDisco, hereby advises you against careless attitudes in your daily usage of electricity to avoid electrocution. Electrocution is the passage of electrical electrical currents through a human body, resulting in death. EKEDC therefore advises you to be extremely careful when using electric gas cookers, microwave ovens, washing machines, irons, and so on when plugging in your TV, radio, DVD players, and stereo sets. Do not tamper with or attempt repairing your meter if it develops a fault. Invite a qualified electrical engineer. Also, this rainy season, to avoid electrocution or untimely death, be careful not to step on naked electricity wire or engage in any trading or business activity under high tension wire. For any electrical issues you have, call our customer care line on 0708 067 1170 and 0700 123 5666. EKEDC, empowering the quality of lives.